Hello and welcome back to my channel, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. If it's your first time here, my name is Marlene. I talk about eating disorder recovery, about my own personal anorexia story, how I made it out of it, and all the things that are not being talked about enough. So let's start right into this video. So last week I went to my boyfriend's basketball game, and the person who would do the comments said something that really resonated with me, and it was like, it's not if, it's when. And I love this sentence so much because in so many situations in my life, it was like the right sentence because I exactly knew that I wanted something. I knew that I wanted to achieve something, that I wanted to do something. And I just didn't have the guts, or I would postpone it, or I was anxious, or, I was too insecure. But in the end, I knew that I eventually had to do it. And so was it with recovery for me. So I knew that I didn't want to live a life with an eating disorder. I knew that I eventually want to have my own family, that I want to make fashion, that I want to write books, that I want to do all the things that I used to love doing when I didn't have an eating disorder yet. So even like during my eating disorder, I exactly knew that I'm supposed to do all those things and that I'm not here on this earth to like starve myself. But I would constantly postpone it, which is like very, very common for people with eating disorders. And then actually back then somebody said something similar to me and was like, well, what are you waiting for? Because the longer you're waiting, the harder it'll get. And I'm not saying that to discourage anyone here, because I know a lot of people have eating disorders like for 10, 20, 30, maybe even more years. And I'm telling you right now, it is possible. Trust me, I worked with enough people. I know enough people. I did my research. I know that neural rewiring and recovering from an eating disorder is possible regardless of how long you've had your eating disorder. So the question is not if, it's when. So when do you know if it's the right time for choosing recovery? Well, as with many things in life, there is no right time. I hate to break it to you, but you probably knew the answer already. There is no right time because your eating disorder will always tell you that you have to achieve this, that you have to wait for that. So I'm gonna give you a few examples. When I first started starving myself back in 2015, my dad was not living in Germany for that time. So when I lost a bunch of weight, he was not there to see it. And he came back to Germany in March. I remember it to this day. He came back to Germany on March 23rd. So I told myself I'm gonna start eating on March 23rd. I just want him to see me in that current state. Of course, that didn't work because then I would find other reasons not to eat. But that was one of my things I had in my head. I also had other dates. I had a certain number I wanted to see on the scale, a certain BMI, all those very, very unhealthy measurements. And I'm telling you right now, you will always find a reason to postpone your recovery. There will always be a date, a birthday, a person, a number, whatever, because your eating disorder wants to stick around. I always say things scream when they are dying. And so even when you first do your first attempts of getting rid of your eating disorder, they will find reasons to stick around. So it's actually up to you if you want to listen to your eating disorder and want to listen to those dates and numbers and times and persons, or if you want to make a decision for your own life, because in the end, you are the only person that can save you. You can talk to people, you can have people that help you out, you can have a support system, which is all super important, and I highly recommend having those things. But in the end, you have to make the decision, because you can't just think yourself into recovery. You have to actually do it, and you have to stick with it, because it will get hard. You might get super excited at the beginning because you finally can eat all those things you didn't allow yourself to eat in a long time. But after a while, it will get hard. You might gain weight, you might feel uncomfortable, you might come to a point where you don't want to do this anymore, where you don't see the point, where you actually miss your eating disorder. All those points will come in your recovery. And again, I'm not saying anything to discourage anyone, but I also want to be very honest with you. And if you're currently in recovery and you are on one of those points, I can only tell you that I promise you right now, it will get better. You just really have to stick to it. There is no way you're going back now. There is no way you're giving up the hard work, even though it might not feel like hard work for you and your eating disorder is telling you that you're not working hard anymore. It is hard work, and there is no way you're going back now and giving up all the progress you made already. And if you're currently trying to decide if recovery is right for you or not, I'm telling you right now, yes. In 100% of the cases, yes. I completely understand that your mind is telling you otherwise, that you have all those reasons why you should stick with your eating disorder. But as somebody who survived a very, very restrictive eating disorder of 10 years, and as somebody who've been through recovery, who've been through depression because of their recovery, who like really wanted to give up, I'm telling you right now, I would have never thought that I would be at the point where I'm at now, where I can live my life, where I can eat freely, where I can enjoy food, where I can like start to feel good in my body again. I really never thought that that would be possible for me again, and yet here I am. So in the end, it is all about your own decision. And again, it is more than fine, and I really suggest it, to get help, to have a support system. You don't have to go through this alone, you really don't, but you have to make a decision for yourself. And so you have to decide if you want to waste 5 more years with like running around, starving yourself, purging, or whatever it is you're doing, or if you want to start your recovery journey right now. You can always reach out to me with questions. I'm going to start my coaching very, very soon. I'm going to keep you updated on this. But if you have any questions, recovery related, eating disorder related, or whatsoever, please leave them in the comments. I'm more than happy to answer your questions. You can ask me personal questions as well. I got a bunch of questions recently about, did you experience this? Did you go through that? And I promise you, I'm going to answer all those questions. I'm very open on this channel. So we're in this together, we're creating a community here which helps each other, and we're gonna kick the eating disorders ass, okay? Okay. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I hope you have a wonderful day. Happy 4th of July for those of you who live in America. We're gonna celebrate, we're gonna enjoy our food, we're not gonna count calories, and I will see you in the next one.